Are we
We're going to do a new segment now.
We are going to do a new segment. We're going to get serious again because we should.
Can I name it?
Sure you can.
Green.
A touch of green. You know, there used to be
a touch of elegance. Nancy Whitcomb,
Wouldn't
that's
go that
about
far.
50 years
Did you
ago.
know before he got the arse from Grassroots, he actually used to have a segment on Grassroots called The Green Room. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
How'd that go? That went well, didn't it?
Interviewed Neil Dancy, Robin Pears, Terry Homan.
Oh, sorry, you thought I was asking you about it.
Yeah, no, there were some good people we interviewed on there.
He was just announcing
But
that
that went off well. The only one that was a fizzer was Chopper Reed. Man, is the most intimidating person to interview ever.
As in the choppery?
Yeah, down at Seaton, I know Al gave me a few wild turkeys, and Mrs. had to drive home that night, but Chopper, so intimidating, hard man to interview. I mean, you don't say, did you kill anyone? You sit there and say, well, I effing only did it in self-defence.
Yeah. I seen him down at Broadview one night, and he was selling axes, signed axes and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's right.
He was what?
Selling, like, he bought an axe from Bunnings and
Yeah.
sign it and sell it. Because that's how he killed some people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very good story.
Apparently.
I've got a photograph at home that he saw too Greeny, never plead guilty. All the best, and bugger the rest, your mate. Mark Brandon Chopper Reed.
Alright, let's
Okay,
get into
that's
this new
real
segment.
famous.
Okay, we have a new segment. We've only got 3 divisions and we still got an hour. We've only got one song to play.
Yeah, I know.
Before we go into the new segment though, we need to pay homage to the other shows on WOW FM, and let's talk about those other shows. Of course, my favourite show is Saturday Game Day at 10 a.m. Saturday morning. TJ and the team, listen to them talk about all the things in amateur football. Jazz Impressions by Peter Browning. Now that's on between 4 and 6.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Posey's come in, put his arm up, and his boobs are wobbled.
Hey, you know what we also need to do? We've got Reminiscing with Rod Hills. That's on at 10 a.m. every Thursday. I'll tell you what, I love
And
to
you've got Peter on Saturday morning before us, not Alan. Alan's no longer doing it, but Peter's in doing country music.
He is now.
Of course, if you like something a little bit different, how about The Blacklist? That's at 9 p.m. on Sunday nights. And Michael Mognato, The Aggression Session. It's aggressive!
Gee.
Monday nights from 10 p.m. The Aggression Session! Okay, so what we need to do...
What's on at Monday night at 6 to 7?
Oh, the Drive Show.
Drive show. Top show.
Sorry.
It's just, as Granny was speaking, you just did the best thing ever.
Do you
Turning
know,
off.
I just turned the mic off because I've been told that I have to check that mic because when Shrek comes on I need to be able to mute him at any given moment because
Very good.
apparently the boy's struggling. Alright, so this is now called 5 Minutes with Greeny. What we're going to do now is we're going to interview Dave as if he's important. So, alright, this is the first ever, what do you call it? What's the name of it?
A touch
Don't
of
worry,
green.
you're
touch of
coming up
green.
next week, and Rusty's
No.
the week after.
Oh,
It'll only be 2 minutes for you, though. It's all right.
I got no interest.
My name's Tommy. I kicked 6 goals against Wingfield Royals.
That was pretty good. I like that.
Very good impersonation. Did
Right,
his impersonation 5 minutes ago.
Dave, focus. We're asking the questions, you're just going to answer them. If you could be brief in your answers, please. Football highlight.
Grand final.
What one?
Not that brief.
Played in
Nine-
40 grand
1954.
final. I played in about 5 grand finals at was Salisbury actually, and yeah, those grand finals are the highlight.
What's your favourite ground to play football on suburbanly? What's your favourite suburban football ground?
Salisbury Oval.
It is.
Salisbury.
Yep, always liked Salisbury Oval. Excellent oval.
Traditionally, when you were a young guy back in the 20s, who was the toughest team to play against?
I would say either Flinders Park or Rosewater were
Okay.
the 2 toughest sides.
What's your favourite colour?
Well, I've got a green Cobra, a green MG, so I suppose green have to be my favourite colour.
Do you like Danny Green?
Danny Green, a legend. An absolute legend, and he's related. by the way.
And your name's David Green.
Yep.
Hmm.
And my son's got a boxer dog called Danny Green. That's true.
Can
He's
you
got
ask
a
him for
boxer
business?
and he called it Danny.
Where did you start playing your footy, Greeny? What did you? What's the highest level you played, and where'd you start?
Started at school under a coach there that went on to North Adelaide, John Holland, whose 2 sons went on to play AFL, Nick and the other one. Played there when I was in grade 6.
Okay.
There was 3 of us went and played for the under-13s at CBC.
CBC.
And then went out and filled in for St Dominic's when I was about 13. Filled in a Division 1 reserves game and ended up playing there for part of that season, and under the great man Brian Fairclough.
Was that the SAFA or in
No,
St. Dominic's?
amateurs.
Amateurs.
Yeah, St Dominic's Football Club it was then. That's back in the late 70s.
Toughest opponent. Toughest opponent.
Oh, gee, couldn't tell you.
Fair enough.
There's been so many of them.
Best mate you made from football.
Was the president of Amateur League at the moment, and I say was because he backdoored me, so I guess just the guys I play footy with, not one person but a group of guys.
You say Grant? Is that him?
No, Gino Capagrini.
Oh, president. Okay, sorry.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you were you affiliated with any league clubs at all? SANFL
No.
clubs? No.
No.
Just hung around local.
Yeah, local footy, and then when turned 18, a group of guys from St Dominic's took me to a show, and they dropped me home that next morning, and I think I made it down the driveway, and I think I made it inside the back door. So my initiation as St Dominic's guys, who shall remain nameless, introduced me to amber fluid.
That just sounds like a normal Saturday night for Tommy Javor.
Mm.
What outside football? What's another passion? I hear you got a couple of little things going on the outside of footy. Like you're a black belt, I believe. And
Yeah, I've
that's what
got black
Luke
belt
said.
in macrame.
In what?
Macrame.
What's that?
That's that like, stitching.
Stitching.
crap.
No, I've got black belt in Taekwondo and repping in South Australia at Taekwondo. Got awarded in '91 from Mr. Chung Wong Lee, who was the highest ranked martial arts instructor in Australia. Got awarded a trophy for services to Taekwondo, and I would say that's probably out of all the highlights, that would probably be the biggest one. Well,
If the UFC was around back then, do you reckon you would have tried to go into that sort of thing?
not a hope in hell.
No.
God, I would
No.
love that. I'd love to see you get your
I
ass
think
kicked.
those guys are pretty incredible.
Yeah,
You
they
have
are,
to
aren't they?
train real hard. I mean, I've always thought the rugby guys were.
It's not
hard
even. It's not
nuts.
even training. It's lifestyle. You must dedicate your life.
Yeah,
if
it
you
has to
wanna,
be.
Compete at that
Yeah,
level.
and even the wrestling. I know Tommy loves watching the wrestling, and I love watching it too. But people don't realise. They say, "Oh, it's acting, it's acting." But bloody hell! You get a guy that's 20 stone, get up on the top rope and do a somersault and land on somebody and not hurt him. Man, they're athletes.
It's not acting, mate. It's art. It's an art
It is.
form.
It is an art, and you take your hat off.
And for everyone that doesn't like wrestling, kiss my ass.
Yep. Well,
You can
lucky I
see,
didn't
you can
turn
see
out
that on
on the
TV.
view. Yeah, well, we've got a bit on view of Tommy Pecklewood.
If we can just get personal now, Dave, just a bit of family, so
Yeah.
I'll be serious.
Married?
Bit of a legacy. You've got a ton of kids and grandkids.
Yeah, married age of 21, married for 25 years, and then parted company, just things didn't work out. Remarried about 5 years later to Raylene, and unfortunately she contracted cancer, and 5 years later I stopped work and nursed her, and after 5 years she passed away. And then another 3 or 4 years later met Anna and remarried. But out of that, there's probably 12, 13 grandchildren. But currently, there's probably 8 of them that I see on a regular basis, and the others are all interstate. But get to see them regularly, and all great kids. Love coming over to Pops, and they have a nickname for me.
Dave, don't they call you Dave?
No, they call me Fat Boy.
I like him already.
Yeah, Jamison and Taylor, and they just say, "Hey, Fat Boy." And
Do you know why they say that? It's because you're fat.
well, they do, because see, I never used to be fat. If you look back years ago, I was a mean machine, mate.
Mm.
Oh, I was a dynamite.
In the sack as
Yeah,
well.
I think I was running around about 110 k's a week, right at the height of Taekwondo.
Wow.
Yeah, running every lunchtime at work, and then do about a 30 or 40k every Sunday morning. And then come home and knock off an omelette, 6 eggs, and that. They were good old days. I mean,
Were you playing footy? Were you doing taekwondo?
no, stopped.
Stop. Yeah.
Stopped, and I was doing fitness work. In actual fact, initiation to Greenacres, a mate of mine was coaching there, John Economou, and he knew from Taekwondo from his son and that, and he said, "You interested in coming out and doing some fitness work?" So I said, yeah, no worries, I'll come out there, and went out to Greenacres and started doing fitness work with the guys and beep tests and all that sort of stuff. But I'd done it a few years earlier, in 1980, Barry Pilgrim, the centenary year for Salisbury Football Club. I was asked to go out there and put them through fitness things, and ended up doing it as well.
Did you work on some grappling and that sort of stuff with them, like tackling? Yep.
Yeah, that and you know, how to fend off a player too,
Yep.
with the palm of your hand. And
Big Dane Argy.
yeah, right in the middle of the solar plexus.
Well-
And it works wonders.
David's actually been really interesting to take the time to get to know you a little better for all the shit we give you. You're
Well, after what I saw 5 minutes ago from you, anything could be
You're a
better.
disgrace to war.
the first ever wristwatch at WOW FM, eh?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Right. Hey, what we